Have you ever noticed that sometimes you can be really focused on a project or a conversation, and other times hopelessly distracted by the thoughts spinning in your head or tempted by the lure of checking social media? And then there are those times you lose perspective of a situation and become stuck, ruminating in a negative spiral. While other times you can actually enter a state of flow and become fully absorbed in what you're working on, in a good way. The quality of our attention shifts throughout the day, from focused to distracted to spacious to absorbed and back again to distracted. This erratic and oftentimes unpredictable nature of the mind has been referred to as a monkey mind, where the mind seems to have a mind of its own. Rather than experiencing these shifts as randomly occurring, we can train our attention to be in a mode that is optimal for the task at hand. Like our bodies, our minds can be trained. We can develop strength to focus and also cultivate flexibility, where we are able to simply observe the contents of the mind without getting caught. Cultivating what is called meta-attention, or the ability to be aware of your attention, is an important first step in being able to match the type of attention needed to your desired outcome. For example, focused attention is useful when we want to get things done. With our meta-attention, we recognize when attention has wandered, release the distraction, and return again to focus on our work. Recognizing, releasing, and returning, over and over again. Alternatively, sometimes we have sticky thoughts, and our attention is focused or stuck in a way that inhibits effectiveness. This happens in rumination, or those times you're hyper-focused on one thing but miss other important cues in your environment. At these times, it becomes important to let go into the flexibility of open awareness. Open awareness is a type of attention that allows us to have a little more distance and open the aperture of our attention so we can observe and take in a broader data stream of what is happening in the present moment. As we expand our awareness, the mind becomes like mesh, where phenomena arises but simply passes through. Both open and focused attention are similar in that they are distinct from distraction or mind wandering. They both have a quality of alertness, attending to what is happening in the present moment. However, they differ, as focused attention is like a spotlight, zoomed in to a singular focal point, while open awareness is like a floodlight, zoomed out to illuminate a broader set of inner and outer data, thoughts, emotions, impulses, and external stimuli, so that we can choose to attend to what is most important, moment by moment. Both types of attention can be trained so that when you are distracted, you can draw upon the mental muscle of focus to redirect. And when you notice your mind is fixated, you can draw upon the mental flexibility of observing in a non-detached and open way. Let's go to the mental gym and try some circuit training. Sit in a posture where you can feel alert and relaxed, feeling your feet on the floor and a sense of uprightness in the spine. You can close your eyes or have them gazing down softly on one spot in front of you. We begin our attention circuit training by building the muscle of focus. So let's start the practice by creating an anchor for our attention. We'll use our breath. So at any time you become aware your attention is wandering away from the breath, you can kindly and firmly return it to this anchor of the sensation of breathing in and out as a way to stabilize your attention in the present moment. So go ahead and bring the spotlight of your attention to the breath, noticing that you're breathing. Notice where you feel your breath most distinctly. Is it in your nostrils? The movement of your chest? Or maybe your belly? Wherever you feel the sensation of breath most vividly, let your attention rest there. Letting your attention merge simply with the sensation of breath. Having this breath become your whole world. Nothing to do right now except fully feel this breath. Every time your mind wanders and you bring it back to the breath, that process is a moment of mindfulness. It's like doing a rep with a weight at the gym. You're building the muscle of attention. Recognize when your mind has wandered, release the content, and return to the breath. Recognize, release, and return. This process is your only task in this moment. As you continue to breathe, just let the breath recede into the background of awareness and turn the spotlight of attention to other sensations in the body. Become aware of the feel of your body on the chair, the pressure of your feet on the floor, the weight of your hands on your lap. Noticing how you can shift the focus of your attention at will. Staying with the sensations in the body. And if your attention wanders, simply bring it back. Like a sheepdog, gathering your attention and returning to the sensations in the body. Now letting the sensation in the body recede into the background of awareness and intentionally shift the spotlight of attention to sounds you hear. Close-in sounds and far-away sounds. Letting the sensation of sound fill awareness. When you recognize that the mind has wandered, which is totally normal, release the distraction and return to the anchor of the breath, and remember what your focal point is in this moment. It's sound. Now let's move to the next part of our circuit training and open the awareness. Shifting from a spotlight into a floodlight, so letting your awareness open. Stepping back, zooming out and being a neutral observer of whatever arises in your awareness. It might be sounds, sensations, thoughts, or emotions. Simply being aware. What is here in awareness? Watching the arising and passing away of whatever comes through the ears, through the thoughts, with this quality of relaxed, open attention. It can help to think of yourself standing on the observation deck of a train platform. Your thoughts or sensations like trains moving through the station. You can just watch them go by. When you are aware that you've lost yourself on a thought train, Simply find the breath and hop back on the observation deck, open and receptive. Let's stay with this open, neutral observing, building flexibility, simply letting whatever we notice slip through our awareness like trains moving through a station, or thoughts moving through the mesh of our mind. Sometimes it helps to name whatever you notice as a way to create a little more distance or less stickiness. If a thought or memory has taken your attention, notice it and neutrally name it, like thoughts about my coworker or worry thoughts. And let this thought slip through the mesh of the mind or move on down the tracks and relax again with a breath and sense of openness. And now, moving back to building the muscle of a focus, go ahead and narrow the aperture of attention to zoom back in on the breath, following the sensation of inhale and exhale. Let your attention become completely absorbed in the breath. As we bring this circuit training to a close, go ahead and take a few breaths at your own pace. And when you're ready, you can open your eyes and reconnect with the world around you, aware of your capability of intentionally shifting your attention from focused to open. As you move through the day and encounter times when you find yourself getting stuck in rumination or a difficult emotion, you can zoom out into open awareness. An open awareness micro-practice is name it to tame it. Naming what is present in awareness creates distance and helps us from being caught in the content. Naming also regulates or tames some of the emotional charge that can create mental stickiness. Alternatively, when you find yourself distracted, you can zoom in by intentionally recognizing, releasing, and returning to the task at hand. Thank you for your practice.